look, we have been tough on Star Wars over the last couple of shows, whether it's The Acolyte or Obi-Wan or whatever, Mandalorian Season 3. One of the things that we have all been on board with, though, is the Jedi Survivor stories, Cal Kestis, all that stuff. Well, they are going to do a third video game in the series, and I think closing out the trilogy. This is the finale. Respawn Entertainment is confirming to be working on a third and final game in the recent Star Wars Jedi franchise revival. The next title will make a trilogy closer for Cameron Monaghan's Cal Kestis character that began with Fallen Order in 2019 and continued with Survivor last year. EA Entertainment and Technology President Laura Meal, speaking at EA's Investor Relations Day, spoke about the company's track record with Star Wars and having delivered over $5 billion in net bookings. So then added that the confirmation of a third final game in the series. This impressive track record includes, of course, the Star Wars Jedi games, where over 40 million Star Wars fans have connected with Cal Kestis and his arc of becoming a powerful Jedi. Respawn is working hard to bring the final chapter of his thrilling story to players. The project was unofficially revealed via job listings last year, and no formal announcement have yet been made. Okay, so this is, to me, a no-brainer. As I did in the setup to this story, we've been tough on the current regime at Lucasfilm, and I stick with the idea that I think that in order to really make that IP and that franchise work in TV and film, you got to gut that whole organization up top. You got to get rid of everybody who's making film and TV up there. You got to get rid of them. You got to bring somebody in new. Just ain't happening anymore. However, what I've been very clear on is that I think both the animation people there and the people doing the video games have their stuff together and know what's happening. These are the things that when these games come out, people have been excited about them. People have been talking about them. People care. At one point, I had heard, and they were pretty credible source, they were working on a Cal Kestis TV show. And that kind of fell through. That should have happened also. And it can, and when this trilogy adds up, unless they kill him off in the game, they should bring this character into something or have him do something in one of these movies or TV shows to continue it on and show what you said years ago, that, hey, all this canon stuff, it all matters. It all connects. And just like, well, no, if you buy it, for the people who buy it, it'll count for you. But for everybody else, no. But you hear that this is getting a trilogy, no brainer, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. It is a really great game, and I feel like they probably wanted to announce it on the heels of the what's the last game? I played it. But I think that this game is way more liked than any other recent game that they've had. So, and Cal Kestis is such a loved character, it makes sense that they would do it. I was a little bit surprised of how soon they announced it after just the premiere of the...
Well, it hasn't been officially announced.
Oh, it hasn't?
Mm-mm. I think what they're saying is, well, Respawn Entertainment confirmed it's working on a third. I guess they confirmed it. I guess they confirmed it.
Well, I mean, even if it's not officially announced, the fact that it's out in the zeitgeist when Outlaws hasn't even been out a month is a little bit surprising, but I don't think it's a big deal necessarily.
That game kind of came and went, though, huh?
Yeah, it did. And I will say this. We looked up, Harry would be able to explain this better. I guess there's a way that you could download it differently. And when you do that, it takes away all of the lagging. And that changed the game for us, because when you're lagging and it's looking pixelated and the visuals don't look good, you're like, what the hell? And everything kind of doesn't work from there. But when we re-downloaded, it's like a different game. And it was actually, I really enjoyed it. He really enjoyed it. And we don't play that many stealth mode games. A lot of people didn't like the stealth mode. And I wonder if that's because they've played stealth mode games that are better at said stealth mode. But we liked the stealth mode quality in the game, and some of the criticisms with the game I understand, but when you're playing it, I also understand the choices they made to make it that way. So I do think that I trust the game division, like you've been saying, even if this one wasn't necessarily beloved in that way, in the way that Jedi Fallen Order and the Jedi series is with Cal Kestis.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the Jedi Survivor one was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. People continue to talk about it. Like, there's a reason it's getting a third game. That when a Star Wars game comes out, it's like, oh, how is it? And then it's like, yeah, it's fine, it's okay, it's all right, and then it just disappears. Like nobody's talking about it until you brought it up. I don't know if I ever would have heard about it ever again, because then you brought it up. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I haven't played it, and people aren't talking about it in the way that they talked about this. So that would make sense to me why they would make another one. So anyway, I'm curious what everybody else thinks. If you think that I would feel everyone else feels like this is a no-brainer. Right? Put your comments in there. Tell us what you think. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Make sure you check us out there too. All right, we're going to get to